Got a lot to get to this morning. We begin with CBS News national security analyst Aaron MacLean. Aaron, good morning to you this Monday. Let's start with the USS Abraham Lincoln. Does Admiral Cooper's visit really do enough to assuage all these concerns we've seen about the conditions there as the war remains unresolved?
Hey, good morning, Errol. This is one of those situations where I think you have to be careful about drawing too many conclusions from anecdotal evidence about conditions on the ship, while at the same time recognizing that, look, 200 days at sea, a good chunk of which have been conducting combat operations, is a really, really long time. And so in a way, it's not surprising that morale would be low and in certain respects, conditions would be demanding. Admiral Cooper had to get out there, it seems. The political furor over this issue was building, and it does look like Lincoln will be coming off station sometime soon. These guys give a lot for their country, and it's no doubt very difficult out on that ship.
And at the very least reminds our viewers of the sacrifice soldiers make every single day to support the U.S. mission, but that mission has not succeeded yet. We've got the end now of this negotiation period with Iran, and we seem to be in the same place we were all those days ago. So where do you assess what's happening and what comes next? Is it President Trump following through on his threats?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We were supposed to have a nuclear deal by now. This was the 60-day period in which the nuclear deal was meant to be negotiated. Now, that seemed frankly fanciful at the moment that MOU was signed back in June, but it was still surprising, at least to me, how quickly the MOU fell apart. It was a matter of days and weeks. It didn't take months. That's because the MOU had baked into it some very ambiguous passages that the United States and Iran had never fundamentally agreed about the basics, particularly over the control of the Strait of Hormuz. And that's what you see right now. There's a battle for the Strait of Hormuz playing out every single day between the Trump administration and Iran. The nuclear issues are to be determined at some other point. Those are not on the table right now.
Now, we heard last week notes from Iran saying that they intend to keep the strait closed until the end of this term of the President Trump's presidency. What do you make of that? And what situation does it put the U.S. in as we talk about Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and advisor, jumping from a meeting with Hamas representatives in Egypt and onto Israel, which doesn't want to accept the deal? Where are we?
Sure. Yeah. So I think this period that followed the signing of the MOU was a period where the president and others in Washington heaved a sigh of relief because they've been looking for a deal as a way out of this war that began at the end of February for some time. Meanwhile, the Iranian regime, which has hardened in its posture towards the United States, if that were possible, since February, took that period to prepare for what they see as future rounds of conflict. I think they're going to keep that strait closed for a very long time indeed. They see it as major leverage over the president. Meanwhile, Washington and the Navy, this is what the Lincoln is doing, are trying to stop Iranian shipping and getting friendly shipping out of the strait. So that's going to play out every day now for the indefinite future.
Yeah, and initially we were told this would take just a few weeks. Aaron MacLean, great to have your analysis this Monday. Thanks for being with us.